And I did see an odds line on this. I don't think it's available on Bet365, but Mitch Marner next team odds.
Love this combo.
Power ranking of potential.
Yeah.
I believe the one I saw had it Carolina, Toronto.
Carolina.
I know. Utah. What was it? Detroit. I don't know. What do you got? Colorado's the most common one I hear.
That one would be interesting to me because they kind of drew the line on no one passing Nate. And, maybe he'll go there for 12. I don't know. I mean, there's so many factors, including
If I'm Nate, I'm like, guys, move on. We need good players. Don't worry about me.
Yes.
Get the good player.
We just saw the guy that you weren't going to pay a little bit more than me stab a
Lighting it up.
dagger
He's
into my
the
heart
current Conn Smythe favorite.
with a hat trick in the third period of Game 7 against us.
Get the good guy.
And I get a lot of this comments from people with, who's had enough of Mitch Marner, where it's like, good luck in Buffalo or good luck in Chicago, because that's where you're going to have to go. And it's like, no, that's not where he's going to have to go. And there's going to be some teams that are going to be willing to move money out to make room for him. And I would say that there's probably legit 15 to 20 teams that would be willing to find the room to sign Mitch Marner.
There should be 30.
Can I ask you a question, Kipper?
Yeah, maybe I'm underestimating
There
it.
should be.
Can I ask you a honest question? How much of the FU factor will there be with him in choosing a destination? Is there a resentment with his camp towards the Toronto Maple Leafs? And would that have any determination in a possible destination? Basically, I'm asking if he's going to sign in Boston.
Please give me. Oh, so you're saying, would I just pick a team to spite my former team?
Would that play into the decision at all?
No.
Okay.
Nobody would ever do that. There's family. There's consideration. There'll be consideration on can I win here? Do I like what I'm hearing? Are they saying all the right things? Can I take a visit? Can I go see neighborhoods? That's what happens.
Okay.
This time of year.
I'm just
I do think
picking your brain on that one.
him just having a baby for the first time. I think that, it's unlikely that he flees to Anaheim with the child and, the family's like, it seems like they're a close family. I don't know personally, but it seems like they are. I imagine being relatively close, East Coast, Detroit, Buffalo, I don't know, something like that
Detroit would make sense.
I think he's open to just if he's looking for a fresh change and a new atmosphere. I think he'd be open to the Western Conference.
Yeah.
And
Colorado
would make kind of sense, but it would have to be a different philosophy. They would not pay Rantanen, and now all of a sudden do you turn around to your fan base and say, we're kind of wrong, we didn't want to pay Rantanen, but we're going to give Mitch Marner
We got
13.
rid of the playoff mule.
Right?
But check out this guy who we paid.
Imagine he took Glass to Colorado. He's like, I wanted Glass to be part of it.
The one thing that's very much different than Willie Nylander is that Willie was always about a number and the money. You hit the number, I'm signing.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case with Mitch Marner. It wasn't just about the money. And that's why he may.
It has seemed that
he
way
may
up
not,
till now, but
he may. But if you read the tea leaves, they really wanted to sign him, and he did not reciprocate.
Well, I mean, I think that's why they tried to trade him in the middle of the season.
Yes, because they knew now at this point, if we're offering him really good money here, and he doesn't want the 8th year that everybody else can only offer the 7th, then this guy's just looking for a fresh change.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll tell you a lot about the destination. Will tell you a lot about his
The one thing is that
Utah too.
It's really hard in today's NHL to pick who is a good team with a long-term good future. We said going into the playoffs, 11 teams could win the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Like, it's tough. We sit here and go, who's going to be good? And make our predictions start of the year. You're picking a team based on who you think is going to be good. It's pretty risky. You got to have some, I like this location, this organization, this yada, yada.
So by chance, he does pick like Montreal or somewhere,
just not Long Island.
you're gonna like freak right out.
No, I'm really not.
Oh my God! If he picked the Canadians, you wouldn't freak out. Grow up, know yourself a little bit.
That would be hilarious.
I don't think
That
he
would
would pick
be-
Montreal. Would he?
That would be. He would get the Tavares on Long
But he-
Island treatment in Toronto.
That's only a question I think he could answer right now. No idea.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Free agency's free agency. It's very seldom guys like run it. When it's all said and done, when they're dangling $90 to $100 million in front of you
100%.
and you turn it down and you still could go out there and get clipped in the eye, hit your head, and it could change tomorrow on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one ballsy move.
Gonna love
Big
being
time.
the belle of the ball. They're gonna be courting him all over the league.
Oh, the
It's a dream
courtship.
summer.
The courtship will be wonderful. It's game time, presented by Bet365. Visit the app, latest odds, and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. The first line I would like to break up is how many days I make it through this week. It is setting the line at 3.5. And we'll see if I make it till Friday.
I got the
Oh
under.
my God. Tomorrow night, the series opens, which seems very fast. You would expect that the Western Conference would have opened first because both those teams have been off for longer, right?
Yes. but you'd be wrong.
Weird decision for them to go. But the Florida Panthers open tomorrow night in Carolina as an underdog. Plus 105 on the money line. The Carolina Hurricanes are minus 125 on the money line. Got to tell you, early lean there. Don't hate the Panthers as an underdog after watching that series.
Come on, Canes. Come on.
I want that. And just to, go ahead.
No.
Storm Surge.
Go
Why
Canes.
did Tom Wilson do that when
Go
they were down
Canes.
3-1 in the series?
Yeah,
that was a weird
that
move.
was uncool.
Love Tom Wilson.
It was funny, though.
Not a good move. And just looking at the Stanley Cup favorites, the Edmonton Oilers are the outright favorite, plus 230. Florida, plus 240. Dallas Stars, plus 275. And the Carolina Hurricanes are the fourth team at plus 330. So not giving the Carolina Hurricanes much. Well, they're giving them the worst chance of the four teams remaining. And that was game time. Presented by Bet365. Visit the app, latest odds, and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Okay, let's take a quick break. And when we return, we'll get through a few NHL news and notes, including Ovechkin coming back and Jack Eichel's looking for a new contract. I want to get your thoughts on what you would pay. What do you think?
A lot.
Don't.
You know the number?
No,
You know the number?
no.
Much.
After the break, when we return to Real Kipper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. Just before the break, I mentioned Jack Eichel. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kipper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Let's make sure we get that in. Eichel's eligible for a contract July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Sounding like they're talking. Here's a guy that I'm not sure we not necessarily gave up on him when he was leaving the Buffalo Sabres. There was a surgery involved. It was very controversial, messy. But it turned out okay for him going to Vegas, including with the Stanley Cup, and now in a position to sign a new deal. What do you think he's worth?
It's crazy because this year, I feel like his reputation has taken a big swing. So they win the Cup. This year, so he has one season over 70 points. In 18-19, he had 82. This year, he has 94 points. Suddenly, he's gained a reputation as a guy who plays some defense as well. And, yeah, he's a centerman. He's going to be expensive. But I do have some concerns, health being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I also feel like a guy on a good team, he's a positive energy, and on a bad team, maybe he's not. He makes 10 sheets a year currently.
Mm-hmm.
He has another year on that, and you want to give him 8 more after that, presumably. 11 and a half?
If I'm his agent, I'm being
he's,
like,
it's not. He's getting a higher raise than $1.5 million.
Okay. I don't want
Yeah.
to give it to him.
if I'm his agent, I'm like, so, I've I'm asking for the Matthews AAV, right?
Totally reasonable, yeah.
Draisaitl just got
14.
Like underneath that.
Yeah, I tend to
amongst
agree
the
with him. I think he'd be wanting to close in on that range of 13, 14. I don't know if again you factor in taxes and cheaper cost of living and whether or not you go, okay, 12 here is like 14 and a half in Canada, right? But the thing is is he even considered as Vegas's best player? Because when I would think of the Stanley Cup, I think of Pietrangelo and I think of Mark Stone.
Yeah, same here. And so you look at the last 3 years in the NHL, the leading point getters. Most guys have 230, 240 games played. Jack Eichel has 207, so he's not that far behind. He's 31st in points over that time. Like, he is not a pure, he's kind of like Marner in terms of output. Like, he's not a goals guy, assist guy.
And he's used defensively like Marner, too.
Yeah,
like
but that's
right?
newer, for sure. But so, I don't know. Like you said, he's not like the guy to me on that Vegas team. So I don't want to give him the guy money. I worry about his health. I get why if I'm his agent, Justin Bourne, can stuff in a sock. Like, I'm not even close